Hello everyone, my name's Daniel, and I eat you too. So you are all probably wondering, Daniel, where are you this time? So I have finally arrived in Jersey, and this is the new room that me, my sister, and brother-in-law have been trying to put together for the past week and a half. And I have to admit, it turns out pretty nice. It's annoying because the only light source I have is this light bulb in the middle of the room, and I always have to make sure I have my head tilted up so that the camera can see my eyes. It was actually funny because when I first got up here, this room actually wasn't complete, so I had to stay at my friend's house for a couple of days. And I just felt like the epitome of white trash. I ended up staying in their guest room, trying as hard as I could just not to impede or impose on them. And these are like family friends that I've known for like years at this point, and we all get along just fine. But it kind of messes with you when you just stay there and you just try as hard as you can to be modest. And you understand fully that they don't have any problem with you being there, but like, damn. Okay, so this is something that I've noticed some people do differently. I always take showers before I go to bed, and you have to be absolutely insane if you don't. Let me explain. If you take a shower before bed, your bed will be clean by the time that you go into bed. Why the did I say bed twice in one sentence? Assuming that you don't piss or come in bed, you will be completely fine. You will be just as clean as when you first entered. When you shower yourself in the morning, not only are you letting the bed soak up all of your filth, like when you take a shower the morning after, it's like, sure, you're going to be clean whenever you're going to be going. This is like the fourth time I'm gonna say this because I keep stuttering every time I say it. When you take a shower the morning after, like, sure, you're still going to be clean when you go out, but like, the bed is still gonna be fucking disgusting. Every time I don't take a shower before I go to bed, it feels like that one Junji Ito comic, the one where the guy has hallucinations because of the bacteria in his bed. Like, when the girl fucking peels the blanket, that's what it feels like when I don't take a shower. I feel like slime is being torn off of my skin. Actually, that's kind of hot. Now, as you can tell from my attire, you can clearly tell that I am a connoisseur of great music. But I remember recently when I was looking through my playlists that I happened to notice that a lot of the artists I consistently listen to are female. And I don't know if it's just because I just happen to find the female voice to be more appealing, because objectively, it is much more common for a woman's voice to be I think it can obviously be seen that a woman's voice is much more beautiful than a man's. And maybe I'm just sort of attracted to that sort of beauty. Like, most of the music I listen to usually happens to be sung by females. I think there's only like 2 bands that I listen to that are predominantly male. Foster the People, because their songs are just really fun, and Lord Huron, because it is just objectively the best band out there. You cannot argue with me, my opinion is completely correct. It's kind of weird being that a lot of people usually put stigma on like what is popular music or like what's a pop song is, and there's no shame in being into that kind of stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, you aren't special if you listen to pop music, but it is still like not bad taste. No, don't get me wrong, there is some that is just objectively f***ing cancer, but everyone's entitled to what they enjoy, and there's a reason why these things are popular is because most people enjoy them. Now, of course, just because most people enjoy things doesn't mean that it's correct. But I think music is harmless enough that people are allowed to have their opinions on it, regardless if it's correct. What's nice about filming at my sister's place is that the room is completely separated from the rest of the building, so I don't have to worry about being extremely loud. I never understood just the hate that most airlines get, because I have always enjoyed flying on airplanes. I don't know what it was, maybe it was just because we always flew with United, and maybe they just happened to be really good. But like, I've always enjoyed airplanes. I don't know if it's because I just find tight spaces comforting, or maybe just happens to be more clean than all of the horror stories I've heard of, but I've never once had a bad experience on the plane. The worst that ever happened was usually just another passenger would have a temper tantrum, but that is it. It's like, hey, you get f***ing free Stroop waffles, you get a free can of soda, and just, how could you possibly complain with that? I feel like another thing that also helps with just my love of air travel is the Newark Airport. Now, I don't know what UMFers are using for public transport, but you have not lived until you have just taken a casual stroll down just the huge network of shopping and dining experiences there. It is incredible. There's just so many places that you could just spend, honestly, fucking hours window shopping and just looking around for all the stuff they have there. Now, don't get me wrong, it's expensive and overpriced as all hell, but so is going to the Simon Mall. You don't really go there to buy anything, you're just there to look at it. F me. If I could, I would just spend an entire day in that fucking airport just looking around. And I don't know if I'm just being completely ignorant, but the motherfucker is clean. Like, pristine. Now, again, I don't know if this is just a United-only privilege that I've ever had, but I've always enjoyed the airline safety videos. One thing that is a little interesting, though, about the airline safety videos for United is that, in a sense, this universe that they're all being filmed in, airline employees and equipment is kind of common in just all everyday things. Even I got the Macarena. It's like even within this universe, you can't even see the auroras without having the flight attendant remind you where the exits are and having to have the floor lit up in case you need to leave in an emergency. What kind of dystopia are the people of the United Airline Safety videos living in, where airline safety has become a protocol for everyday life? How the did my life hit this point? Why would I need to spend money when I could figure out everything myself by inventing... I feel like having my mic break halfway between every video is just gonna become a staple of my channel. It's actually kind of funny because I usually write down the topics that I get for ideas as I kind of come up with them throughout the week, and then I'll just randomly discuss them throughout the video because I can't do scripts, and at the same time, I'm not really good with coming up with shit on the spot, so I kind of just have to take whatever I can get as time goes on. And now I've kind of just reached the end of my notes for what I can talk about in this video, and I don't feel like I have enough footage, so I need to continue to keep pulling shit out of my ass. Oh, that could be a good idea. One thing that I remember I think I saw a while ago is how sometimes people always expect that when you are a child, you tend to just deal with the struggles of school, and by the time you become an adult, that is when existential dread starts to kick in. I don't know what fucking world people are living on, but I fucking wish. I have always kind of just dealt with the fact that I don't know where my place in the universe is for a long time now. And I think it started out being like that when I was young, kind of just, I didn't know what I was going to do, and sometime along in my teens, things started to just snap. That didn't work the way I thought it would. And in a strange way to put it, I feel like people shouldn't be so quick to put down teenagers or kids for being mentally ill, in a sense. I feel like mental illness should be, I was going to say embraced, but I feel like that's the worst way to put it. I feel like mental illness should be understood that it could happen to anyone at any age. You, in a sense, are entitled to your existential dread. No one should have to deny it from you because, oh, you're too young or you're too naive. Everyone is allowed to have it. I was always sort of, in a sense, aware of my issues, and only when I was around 13 did I finally become red-pilled. If you are at any age and you still feel like you are having troubles with what you are having, the best thing that I feel like almost anyone would recommend, and as cheesy as it can be, is you have to find a way to talk about how you feel. And what really sucks is I feel like a big hurdle for most of this is that a lot of the times, people don't just have a person to talk to. Most of the time, the only immediate people they have in their life is their parents, and if they're assholes, well then you're kind of f***ed on that end. But there are many resources that you could use to still find new people. If you can't find someone in whether it be your school or your job, you can always consider things like, online friends. It might always seem stupid, but I've had online friends for a while now, and I mean, they turned out pretty fine. Granted, one of them I haven't talked to in like 6 months, but still doesn't mean anything's wrong. Oh, by the way, Daisy, if you're watching this, hey, sorry I haven't said anything in a while. Happy birthday. Belated, very much. Once you get down to that point and you think you've found someone that you can trust in a sense, or at least someone who can't call the cops because they don't know enough information about you personally, talking about your issues can go a long way. I think that's also why people always say that it's a good idea to write down your feelings in your journal or whatever the f you want to do, but that never really worked for me, mainly because I don't have the attention span to write. These gloves are actually really f***ing kick-ass. I think they were only like $9 on Amazon and they came with Prime and everything. I think the closest experience I've ever had with just how shitty brand names is with Timberland shoes. Now, I always knew that Timberlands were a thing, and I kind of just assumed that they were just, your general work boot brand. However, I didn't realize that they were name brand for the same reason that Gucci was. Not because they sell high-quality products, because they're f***ing obnoxious and everyone pays high price because it's name brand. And while you're about to say, well, Daniel, they're work boots, of course they're gonna get destroyed. No one should have to spend $150 on this shit for it to collapse in like 7 months. I can't f***ing take a walk in the rain without my socks getting soaked because of the hole in the bottom of this. These are actually my third pair of Tims, and every single one of them happened to be a gift from family, and thank God, or else I would f***ing be broke. Well, in that case, thank you everyone for watching, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video somehow, please be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more, please be sure to subscribe. If you would like to see more stuff or check out any of my art, please be sure to follow me on any of these websites. In that case, I'll be seeing you guys when